I'm really not sure how people turn a profit on these massive organizers. I have a better product that only takes 10 minutes, requires two 2x4s, and the profits are hitting bigger numbers than the start of planter box season. Because your most satisfied customer wasn't sold a product, they were sold a solution to their problem. The US self-storage industry has more storage locations than McDonald's, Starbucks, and Subway combined, featuring over 2.5 billion square feet of rentable space, averaging roughly 8 square feet per person. You can easily knock this build out using only a circular saw. My first cut is at 8 inches, so I'm going to add 5 inches onto my measurement to take into account the distance from the base of my saw to my blade. I'm going to make my first cut, giving me an 8-inch sliver. I'm going to repeat that process one more time to get another 8-inch piece. Then I'm also going to need a 16-inch piece, one more 16-inch piece, and our final piece will cut down to 47 inches. Then repeat all these steps just one more time. And if you do own a miter saw, you can get these cut out twice as fast. Don't go twice as fast, that's unsafe. Just stack 2 boards and cut them at the same time. You'll also need a drill or an impact gun, and then you'll need some screws. I like to use 2 3/4 inch. I know you could do a 3-inch, but if you sink it down, it's going to stick out the other side because 2 of these is equal to 3 inches. You're going to set the 8-inch pieces off to the side, and you're going to scoot those 16-inch pieces out of the way as well. Position your other 2 47-inch pieces just like this, and I need to put in some screws to hold the 16s to the 47s. So if you set a board up just like this, you lay it down, this is where you need to be putting your screws. Same with the other side. I like to position 2 screws about 1 inch from that long edge, just centered in that space. And repeat this step on the other end. If you position your ruler to be a 1/2 inch at the end, now there's a 1/2 inch on both ends, which makes it centered to 48 inches. Which means now I can use my red numbers, which are, type it out in the comments. So I can just make a mark at 16, make a mark at 32. Where I just made that mark, I take my speed square and put it up against there, but I'm not drawing a line because that means I'm gonna have to erase a line later on. I don't sand these projects. And using the same spacing and configuration from the end, you're gonna put some screws on those 2 marks. One of your 47-inch boards just gets moved to the sideline. The other one gets tipped up on its end. And I'm going to position these 16-inch boards to be where I put my screws. Add glue to the end of your 16-inch piece, plop it into place, and screw it together, repeating all the way down the line. I like to use Titebond 3. It's a little bit more liquidy. It's also waterproof and exterior. Titebond 2 is just water resistant. I'm just eyeballing those boards in the center. Nothing for this project needs to be precise. And as long as they're pretty much centered with the front and the back, the project's going to look good in the end. I also drive the screws about 1/4 inch into that outside board. That helps to give everything a little bit better of a bite and a little bit more of a nicer appearance so you don't see a bunch of screw heads. Then you're going to flip your project over and repeat for this other side. Not sure if you guys actually want to watch this. When it's sped up this fast, it's hard to tell what we're doing. The camera angle's horrible. We don't have any background music. You want some background music? We're skipping this. Let's move on. To help attach our legs, I like to get a Jerry board. It's just a board that's too small to be any other piece. Then I also wrote Jerry all over it just in case I happen to mistake it for one of those other pieces. I just put them underneath the leg just to kind of give me an extra hand while doing assembly. Give your glue bottle a good squeeze, nestle your board into the corner, and secure it using 2 or 3 screws. I generally only use 2 because wood glue's doing most of the work. To ensure you do not end up with a wobble, before you secure this final leg, flip your project over, add your wood glue, put in your screws, and then when you put it in this corner, just make sure the caddy corner leg is also touching the ground. You don't want it up. So if it's on the ground, bada bing, you can throw a clamp or just use your strength and screw this into place, and that 100% eliminates your wobble as long as your workbench is level and flat. More than likely, these will be implemented in a high humidity environment. Adding a bit of glue to the feet helps seal the exposed end grain from sucking up the moisture from the ground. Just coat each foot and allow a few hours to dry. I do not work with treated lumber. It creates additional pitch and resin on my blades, the boards are heavier and ugly, plus the chemicals aren't great to be around. And what you've just built is a storage riser organizer to keep non-totable items and totable items up off of the ground, away from water. They're easy to clean underneath. It just makes it look that much nicer, giving you 8 inches of water protection for things like luggage, camping chairs, boxes that you don't want to buy totes for, because not everybody wants to spend $8 kajillion on totes for their organization. They're already in boxes. That's good enough. As far as profitability, $5.96 for my two 2x4s, $1.18 for screw, 50 cents glue, 40 cents electricity, $8.04 per riser that we are building. And if you take into example that the 3-picket planter cost me $10 to build, $8.04 is pretty good since they take about the same amount of time. 10-minute build, $21.96 is your profit. If you're running that for the entire hour, you're making $131.76 per hour in the shop, and that is a pretty good number. If you download the free printable plans, you'll find the 47-inch version with instructions and measurements. You'll also find a 96-inch version where I use 2 full-length 2x4s for the long sides, and then there's only one leg in the center. It takes 3.5 2x4s instead of just 2 for each of the smaller, so you save half a 2x4 in the long run. I do not sell the 96-inch version, and let me tell you why. Close your eyes and think about how you get into your basement. Now reopen them and look at me. Do you think you could get this into your basement and maneuver it through your home without any complications? My parents can't. My uncle can't. In my house, I can't. I only sell the 47-inch version. These are easy to fit into vehicles, not only just trucks, but people can get them home a lot simpler, and they seem to do very well. And what would I charge for the 96-inch version versus the 47-inch version? It's probably still $60 because I still have to maneuver and move this thing around, and I don't like swinging 8-foot things around in my shop. Just like the planter boxes, I only sell these on Facebook Marketplace. That way I can offer free local pickup, delivery if they want to pay for it. But I'm not lugging a bunch of these to a craft show. If I take just one of them and offer to custom build them, hopefully they live in the area and it's not a long drive to come back to pick them up. I don't like trying to hustle that kind of stuff. Facebook Marketplace is the way to go. No, I don't ship them. They're not listed online. Only way to get them is if you come to the house and pick them up, or you live kind of close and I can bring them to you. Before you hit the comment section, I do not have a build video on how to make this tote little slidey doohickey cart thing, because I don't need to. Annika White's already knocked it out of the park. Freaking Annika White, knock-a-da! There's a link in the description where she not only shows you how to build one of these, but there's an entire calculator depending on what totes you wanted to use. You can use any totes with her calculator. It's bonkers. You can tell them how many wide, how many tall. Go nuts. It is crazy. I used it to build this one. The only adjustments I had made, I did make a thing to hold my tables. That's just an 1.25 inch dowel, and I matched the hole with a couple pieces so it holds my tables. I like these not to be full 2x4s. I don't know, I just didn't like the look of them. So I went with a smaller, just cut them right down to 1.5 by 1.5 squares, and you throw some 3-inch casters on the bottom. That's all I changed, and it was crazy. It was really easy to use. Great job. Annika, clap with me. Great job, great job. You did good. All right, chicken, we got to get out of here before those automatic lights turn off, because that would be a nightmare. No. Oh, man. Can you see in the dark? I didn't know. How do I know if you can see? Cats can, I think. Hold on. No, the clapper system's down. I'm going to gently toss you towards where I think the light is.